What was a loophole that you found and exploited the hell out of? I used to play a lot of backgammon in Yahoo games, and some people were real jerks when losing. Most commonly they'd stall the game by taking the maximum 5 minutes per move, hoping I'd resign. I learned a way to boot these people off Yahoo for as long as I wanted, by trying to log into their account. When I used the wrong password 10 times, the account was locked for 24 hours. They couldn't log in again until I chose to allow it. Not truly a loophole, but I got a flyer in the mail one day from a pizza joint advertising $5 large pizzas on certain days of the week with a code that was valid for another month. I'm still using the code to this day, 3 years later. It's only worked at the local branch so far, but I've been riding that gravy train as hard as possible. Around 5 years ago, I used to work as a sales rep at a cell phone booth. Every new smartphone that would be released, the wireless provider would usually send us a demo unit of that phone with a demo line. The demo line would have unlimited talk, text, and data, but would deactivate after 2 to 3 months. This was so we could show customers how the phone works with all of its features. One time we got a demo line that didn't expire after the 2 to 3 months. So my manager at the time told me to use it as my work line. I didn't want to carry 2 cell phones, so I cancelled my personal line and used my work line as my personal too. Fast forward 1 year later, my manager is transferred to another store and we get a new manager. New manager has no idea about my work/personal line. I left the company 6 months later with my demo line, and to this day I still use this demo line. Have not had a cell phone bill for over 5 years and counting. TLDR, got a cell phone line that I have been using for free for over 5 years. By accident I found a gumball machine. If you turned the dial really slow it would drop the gumball. Then you could dial it back just enough so the next gumball would drop into the tumbler bits, then slowly dial forward again until it drops, etc. Got about 20 of them and stopped when I realized that I really didn't want to chew that much cheap gum. Haha. Reminds me of my brother and his friend who heard that if you pull a gumball machine off the rack it slides off the change compartment and opens it. So they go to the store and try it. Pulling the gumball machine does not do this. Instead, it opens the gumball compartment and spills all the gumballs on the tile floor. When I was younger, 12 to 13, I had one of those stupid timers on the computer that would only let me use the computer 2 hours a day before I got kicked. Found out that if you minimize the screen alerting you that you have run out of time, you never run out of time. Best summer ever. So I wanted to get cheap coffee filters online, as I knew I was going to need them for the foreseeable future and wanted to get a better price on them. So I found a site that had them at half price, $1.95 for 100 filters, usually $3.99 at the store, what I was paying at the store, and put them in my cart. When I went to check out it asked me if I wanted to set up an automatic delivery to have them shipped every 2 weeks, and they would reduce the price. I said sure, why not, after all they were the cheapest I had found, and getting them every week would mean I didn't have to keep ordering them. So it brought the price down by like to $1 for 100 filters. I was thrilled. Then it asked me if I wanted to join the Coffee Savers program for more discounts. I said sure. So after joining the Savers program it brought the price down to $0. I was stunned. I still had to add my credit card but I was never charged. So for 2 years I got 100 filters delivered to my door for free. Never got charged, not once. One day though I got a notice that said they were going out of business, and my free filters would end. I was sad. But the stockpile I amassed them lasted me about 2 years, and recently in the past 2 weeks I had to buy new filters. Life will never be the same. One day though I got a notice that said they were going out of business. This is your fault. This is entirely your fault. A long time ago, Hostess Chips was the major brand in Canada at the time, had a Mario Bros promo. You got a bingo card in each bag of chips, and every card was a winner. You had to scratch 3 of 9 areas, and if you matched the icons you won. One of my friends figured out that using a tin can with a tiny hole punched in the bottom and then dropped down onto a 100 watt light bulb, you could see through the card and find the winning spots to scratch. This spread around town, and a week later there wasn't a single bag of chips to be found anywhere. Sold out all over town. We all had garbage bags of open chips around. I won one grand prize, which was a Super Mario Bros. Game. There was a site where you could upload your own games and make revenue for every time someone visited the page. Turns out just refreshing the page counted as a visit, so I found an auto refresher and left it on 24/7. I made almost $2,000 before they figured out what was happening, and now it only works from different IP addresses. Back when Hollywood Video was around, they would guarantee new releases to be in stock. If they rented out all of their copies in the store, then they would give you a voucher for a free rental. I was in college at the time, and would go into the store near my college campus at around 10 PM on a Friday night. There was simply no way for them to have any copies left by that time, so I would collect whichever vouchers were available. Rinse, repeat. Cheaper than Redbox. In a similar vein, a Blockbuster Video near my house had a giant gumball machine near the cash that had special gumball-sized plastic orbs that instead had a free movie/game rental. So for 25 cents, you had the chance to win a $4.99 rental. Well, this was around for my entire childhood, till one day I walked past the machine and noticed it was almost empty, and it looked like the remaining ratio of gumballs to free passes was like 3-to-1. When they first filled the machine years ago, apparently the employees just tossed all the passes on top and barely mixed it up. I came back with a stack of quarters, and for $10 I got like 17 free rentals and 23 gumballs. The rentals lasted a few months, the gumballs lasted a few days. Back in college we found a loophole with coupons at Kroger for General Mills cereal. If you bought 4 boxes of cereal, each box was $1. But if you did the self-checkout, you would be printed out a coupon for $4 off your next purchase. We used the loophole to buy about 300 boxes of cereal. We only spent $12 on all of it. We would have spent less, but we had to go to another Kroger once the manager got wind of us. We kept around 20 boxes for ourselves and donated the rest to the local food bank. They were so excited when we showed up with 3 vehicles full of cereal. Totally worth the $12 and all the time it took. When vending machines first started accepting credit cards, you could swipe your card, select a drink, and when the little drink pod starts moving to collect your drink, hit cancel. The cancel button would stop the card transaction, but not the machine, so you could get free drinks. Was a sad day when it stopped working. Around Halloween, Peep's website had a code to get 20% off at checkout for any order. It ended up working on all items, including gift cards. So I first bought a $3 gift card, then I used that gift card to buy a $4 gift card, etc. until I got to an $80 gift card. I then bought $80 worth of Peeps with $3. I told one of my friends, and he did the same thing but got his gift card up to $1,600. My college didn't put any dates on our student IDs. No graduation year, no expiration date, nothing. As a result, I kept using it to get student discounts for years after I graduated, mostly the 15% off J.Crew discount. Penn State fixed that by making IDs fall apart after a year or two, so they could charge you for a new one. There was a Papa John's coupon for 50% off if the official PJ Twitter retweeted you. I found the code looking through their website. I got half off pizza for a year and a half. Years ago when online poker was a thing in the US, there were sites that let you look at statistics on other players. They'd give you like one free look, but I realized you could just manually change the player's name in the link and get unlimited free statistics from them. I used it a lot to see if someone was a good player or not before sitting down at tables with $20 plus buy-ins. There's these 3 Dunkin' Donuts in my area that let you buy coffee cards. Basically you pay $200 for the card and can come through any part of the day, however much you want a day, and get an any size coffee for a year. Well, my mom bought one last year and it had expired. She bought another one this year and it looks exactly the same as the old one. They took no effort into changing the card at all, so my mom gave me her old one, and I get free coffee whenever I want. Edit, they're not scannable cards or gift cards. It's literally just a pink piece of paper in the shape of a card that has the Dunkin' Donuts label on it in the locations where it's valid and a manager's signature. It does have the date it expires on there, real small, but they have never once checked my card. They only ask me to flash it at them, so I guess the day they ask to inspect it the jig is up. Worked at Walmart. Employees can't take advantage of mismatched prices. See 3DS XL labeled at $70 when they first came out. Friend is with me. Hand him money to pay for it. Get new 3DS XL for $70. Probably about 8 months or so ago. Kmart accidentally ran an online ad where the PlayStation 4 was listed for something like $200 cheaper than its MSRP. Since Walmart does price matching, people were taking that ad into Walmart and getting PS4s for really cheap. My university requires that you change your password every few months or so. The new password can't be one that you've used in the past. Naturally this sucks because I have to remember yet another password. But if you forget your password and reset it, it can be anything, and it counts towards changing your password. I've had the same password for my entire college career. At my local movie theater, you could get a small drink for $2.50 or a large drink for $3.50, and large gets unlimited refills. Or you could get a Subiti for $2.50. But they didn't give you the Subi bottle because they wanted to avoid any broken glass incidents. So they poured the Subi into the large cup. Boom, unlimited large drink refills. I saved several dollars that way. My son attends speech and occupational therapy every week. Usually it is a $35 copay for each therapy, but if I do them on the same day I only have to pay the copay once. Saves me about $140 a month. In elementary school we had the Accelerated Reading (AR) program. You would read a book, take a test on the computer, and be awarded points based on how well you did. At the end of the year you could buy things at the bookstore with the points you accumulated. I had just finished reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and got a perfect score on the test. The computer was only supposed to allow you to take the test once, but I figured out you could take that specific Harry Potter book unlimited times. I racked up so many points and was never found out. I worked in a call center during college. Our main performance measure was the number of donations solicited per contact. If the person didn't answer or hung up immediately, it didn't count against you. I discovered a bug where, if I blew into the microphone just as the phone started to ring, it would register in the computer system as a no answer and dial the next number. I rode this out for several months before I got tired of blowing my microphone for 8 hours a day and quit. In the 80s Chuck E. Cheese's didn't shred the tickets you get out of their games and used to buy toys, candy, etc. My friends and I were biking one day behind a strip mall practicing our wheelies and jumps. We saw a worker throwing a garbage bag of tickets into the dumpster behind Chuck E. Cheese. We grabbed it, and then started circling back about once a week. Garbage bags and garbage bags full of tickets. We were doing so well, one of my friend's parents got in on it. She would take the minivan behind there and have her kids load up. And this is why tickets are now shredded. I think I still have a huge stockpile of frisbees and stuffed animals in my parents' attic somewhere. Bought a shitty Sega Genesis game. I think it was some flight sim which was the crappiest game I ever played. So I took it back to Kmart and got told, no refunds for opened games. Replacement for the same one if broken. Annoyed that I couldn't get my money back, I said it was broken and went for the replacement. They handed me a new copy of the game and my original receipt. Left and came back an hour later. I want a refund for this game. Here is my receipt and an opened game. Got my money back. Went and bought a different shit Genesis game.